We continue our positional breakdown from the Reese's Senior Bowl here at SeniorBowl.com with Phil Savage, the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. And Phil, we've already did the so-called heavyweights with the offensive line and the defensive line. Now we're going into the middleweights, those intermediate type players, running backs, tight ends, and linebackers.
Yeah, and running backs and tight ends, I thought there were 4 running backs that really established themselves as having the best week. David Johnson from Northern Iowa was our practice award winner, but he's a bigger back, almost 6'1", 224 pounds, but a former wide receiver. He can catch the ball out of the backfield and help in protection. I think he's got a bright future in the league. Next up was David Cobb, the steady Eddie runner, ball carrier from the University of Minnesota. Now all he does is fall forward and end up with no wasted motion, always goes forward with the football as a ball carrier, but then he's also accomplished as a receiver and a blocker. I thought he had an exceptional week both in the practices and in the game. Now the star of the game was Ameer Abdullah, and Ameer stands 5'9", 198 pounds. Not sure what he's going to run at the combine. None of that matters. You either like him as a player or you don't. You love his competitive nature, the idea that he's so good out in space as both a ball carrier and a receiver. He had a sensational game, 73 yards rushing, 40 yards receiving. He was the overall MVP of the game. And then how about Tyler Varga, a relative unknown from Yale? A lot of scouts had free agent grades on him coming into this event, but by the end of the week, he made a play every single practice, either on the ground or through the air. He blocked and improved his blocking with each passing day. Then he got into the game, scored 2 touchdowns. I think he's definitely on the radar. He was invited to the combine after the Reese's Senior Bowl, so this is a very positive experience for him. And then shifting gears to the tight ends, I thought there was one tight end that really stood above the rest. That was Clive Walford from the University of Miami. 6'4", 254 pounds, very athletic, caught the ball extremely well, can get down the seam as a receiver, but then also has the athletic ability to do something with the ball after the catch.
You mentioned Ameer. The combine not that important for him? Why do you say that?
I say that it doesn't matter. He's not going to get any bigger, and it doesn't really matter what he runs because he's been so productive, over 7,000 total all-purpose yards at Nebraska. Had a terrific career there. He was really a one-man gang for the Cornhuskers the last several years. And then he came here and he competed not only through the week, but then on game day, on Saturday, he was maybe the best player on the field when the lights went on. So if a team likes him, they're going to pick him anyway. If a team doesn't like him because of his size, then they're not going to take him. So the combine really is almost a moot point for Ameer Abdullah. I think he's set somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round area on most draft boards across the league.
All right, coming up next, we're going to look at what position?
We're going to go to the linebackers and look at the defensive version of these middleweights.
All right, that's coming up next at SeniorBowl.com.